Okay guys, I told you we were going to set 2 sets in this one location, so this video is going to be on setting up a pocket set with a foothold trap. And we're going to do that right down here. There's a really nice spot not too far from these coon tracks where there's a log that they can get on top of, and you can see there's already a semi pocket in there in the shallow water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig that out a little bit, put a foothold in there and bait that pocket. And I'll do that here in just a second, so stay with me. Okay guys, so here we go, setting up our pocket set. I'm just going to move these leaves out of the way. Move this groundhog tool. I've got a piece of wire that I've wrapped around right here, around this log that was in the water. That's what I'm going to connect this trap chain to. Then I know it's not going to go anywhere. And I'll just go ahead and slip one of these double stake holes in it. That's the big advantage that you've got with this type of situation, is that you don't have to worry too much about having stakes and things like that, because you can find something to wire that trap to. And if you can wire it and carry wire, that's a lot easier than carrying stakes. And then I'll just stomp that thing down a little bit so it's not sticking up too much. Put a stick over the top of it in case something wants to walk across this log. They'll just step over that stick just like that. And then I've got my trap laying here ready to be used. Okay, now, next step is to make our pocket. Very similar pretty much to what we did on the last pocket set with the 110, except this time we really don't want a whole lot of water in there. We just want a little bit to cover our trap. So we are going to dig this out some, so some water flushes in there. You see how that water just flushed up in there? Because we're going to put our trap in that water, and we're not going to worry about burying it or trying to hide it, because they're not going to see it. And then we want to dig our pocket in there, our little hole where we're going to put our bait. And we want that fairly dry. So I'm just going to pull a shovel of dirt out of there, just like that. I'm going to pile it right there and leave that bank of mud just like that. And when I bait that, if a little bit washes into the water, I don't care, because all that does is put a little bit of that fish oil in the water, and that's going to be more of an attractant. So now I'm going to take a stick again, and I'm just pretty much going to bait that mound. So I'm going to take that shellfish bait, and I'm just going to stuff it right in there just like that, and set it right in there. And then I'm going to take this stick, and I'm going to rub it all in the mud in there, and get it up in there, and get rid of the stick far away from this set. Okay. Now I'm going to set this trap just by putting it on my knee and breaking it down. Get my dog out of the way. Hold on to the trap frame. Flip the dog over. Lift the pan up. Check my pan tension. To me, that's just a little bit tight, to be honest with you. So I'm going to work it a little bit, see if I can loosen it up. Because if I got wax on it or dye, sometimes that gets them tight. And I haven't used this trap yet this year. Now if I want to check my pan tension to make sure it's what I want, the easy way to do that really is to lift up that weak jaw, pull that thing down to level, and see how much pressure it really takes to set that trap off. If I think it's too much, then I'm going to get out my multi-tool or whatever, I'm going to loosen that thing up. But I don't think it's too bad, actually. I work it just a little bit more, it'll be good. I want a little bit of tension there for sure, but not too much. Okay. All right, let's break this thing down and open it up again. Again, as long as we're holding on to that trap frame on the bottom, it's not going to catch us. I'm going to lift that trap up and make it real hairy. I want that pan just barely hooked in there, just like that. Then, with these long spring type traps, you've got to push that spring toward the dog to get that weak jaw to lay down. Otherwise, that weak jaw won't lay down on you. Then, you can pretty much just set that thing in the water, just like that, right in front of your hole. Now, what you want to do is, you want to funnel him a little bit by putting some debris in there that he's not going to be able to get under very easy to get to that. And he's pretty much got to step in your trap. And if you forget where your trap's at, it's not a big deal. Just lift it up and figure out where you've got it setting. And all you really want is for him to have to go through there. So any little staking that you can do, or any little fencing that you can do right in front of your trap, just like that, that just forces him into one spot. But you want to make sure you're not interfering with your jaws, like I just did right there. I touched my jaws. So I'll move this, lift my trap up, get my fencing in there, and then set my trap back down again. And if I'm worried about it, I can wait until the water clears up to look at that, but I'm not worried about it. That's going to be fine. And that's how you set up a water set for a pocket like that you've baited with just a single long spring or double long spring foothold trap. And this, we're after coons right now, okay? So I put bait in there I know is going to attract a coon. Okay, so there's a close-up view of our set. That little cloudy pool right there is where our trap's sitting. Our pan's right in between those two sticks for the most part. Okay guys, well, I'm Dave Camber at the Pathfinder School. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video on how to set up a pocket set with a foothold trap in the water. Again, we're targeting coon at this point. I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everything that you do for me, for my school, and for my family. And I'll be back with another video in this trapping series or the Journey of the Horseman as soon as I can.